When you think fast food, you already know that what you're potentially about to eat is not very good for you. We recently spoke about McDonald's, telling you how that's something you really don't want to consume. Then we dove into Burger King, but today we're diving in to Taco Bell. Thank you guys for subscribing. Now let's dive in.
Doritos Tacos.
Regular or Supreme?
Supreme, baby. Let's go all the way. I'm here at Taco Bell. I'm about to order the most popular items off the menu to learn exactly what's in the food and what these weird ingredients are doing to our bodies. Over half of what the US eats every day is from ultra-processed foods.
It's not even really food. That's right, it's not food.
Americans are not winning their battle against obesity.
American capitalism, the greatest economic engine of all time, pointed its powers at food, not to feed us, but to addict us.
Now, we also have to remember, we know that a lot of the foods that we eat here in America are really bad for us, ultra-processed, not really even food. But when you think Taco Bell and fast food, to me that rings the bell as being maybe some of the most disgusting.
Oh my God. Ew, that's disgusting.
Oh boy.
Right now, I'm doing something crazy. I'm on my way to Taco Bell. As a kid, we did midnight runs at Taco Bell, and I've not set off in destination to Taco Bell for probably 20 years. So this is like teenager Brian getting ready to go out and get some Taco Bell. Let's go in. The grab bag, what's gonna come out?
What do you get?
What is this guy? Is this the Crunchwrap Supreme? There's an awful lot of oil seeping outside of this packaging. It weighs, it's really heavy. The design's kind of cool though, how they bring in the tortilla and then like cook it. I remember as a kid, I was like, I like that browning.
I always remember Taco Bell, it's very, very dense. It's not a light amount of food. There's a lot of weight packed in there, probably because of the grease meat and the cheese.
It's like blooming as a flower. Let's see. The smell doesn't immediately scream fast food. It's like what you'd expect at any kind of Mexican restaurant. All right, now I guess the question is, what's hiding in this seemingly innocuous food? All right, so first, this has processed beef, emulsifiers, and a ton of sodium. The tortilla wrap is loaded with aluminum, 2.6 milligrams in the outer wrap alone. A study of 1,925 people over 15 years found that ingesting more than 0.1 milligrams of aluminum through drinking water was associated with cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, and dementia.
We also know that aluminum is in a lot of antiperspirant with deodorant, which again does tie to Alzheimer's. So clearly something that you don't want to ingest much of.
That means if you ate one wrap a day, that would be 26 times the amount of aluminum that was referenced in this study for dementia risk. When I had McDonald's in my hands, you feel repulsed, like you feel the oil, you feel like you can smell the processed nature of it. But Taco Bell has this aroma, which does induce you to think that it's somehow better and not slipping into bad ingredients. But then the dangerous thing is they're hiding inside the food, inside that aroma. All right, next up, let's go to this bag. All right, well, the box got a little smashed. You can see.
I mean, initially he's saying that there's bad stuff hidden in there, but it doesn't come across as fast food. And it being Mexican food, I can see how it can kind of relate to your traditional Mexican food as well.
See, the oil has totally seeped through. Oh, so much of it got stuck on the top. Okay, so Taco Bell got into the pizza business.
There's something very unusual going on at Taco Bell. Something you wouldn't expect. We're making pizza. Mexican pizza.
I don't know about this. What is this? What is going on? Oh my God.
Beans.
Ew, that's disgusting. That is really bad. I mean, that's a bad odor. Let's figure out what's in this guy. So first, the combination of beef and cheese and heat leads to the creation of nitrosamines and HCA. These are compounds that are potentially carcinogenic and have been shown to cause damage in DNA. DNA damage is a major pathway for aging, cancer, neurodegeneration, and chronic disease.
But let's argue that point right there. wouldn't we, even if we were making, let's say, tacos or a burger from home and cooking meat and cheese, wouldn't we have those same effects as that he's speaking of right now that he sees at Taco Bell?
You guys, this pizza also has calcium propionate. This preservative can exacerbate behavioral disorders, irritability, and ADHD in children. Okay, I'm so happy to be done with this guy and move it away from me. I want to throw it away. Yeah, my opinion of Taco Bell when I was younger is I didn't understand the ways of the world in that I didn't realize they were scheming. I thought they're just putting together a menu of items, giving people low-cost food. And now that I've seen behind the curtain as an adult, I view them as inherently an amoral company that they profit off of people's addiction, food addictions, and health demise. And I really do see them as nefarious actors that are, they would probably rationalize and say, we're just giving people what they want. And I don't accept that as a justification for their existence.
And I would say that's not only Taco Bell, I would say that's all fast food or any restaurants that serve things that are actually bad for people.
I do think they really are a menace to society in really fundamental ways that makes society worse. All right, let's see.
These are Taco Bell nacho fries.
Okay, so these are the large nacho fries. Actually, it looks like the potato is pretty sad. McDonald's has a nice, clean, narrow, skinny fry. This guy, I'm not sure they went as high quality, but similar situation, a lot of oil. It's actually like a Dorito made as a fry.
Same seasoning, right?
You take all the bad in the world and you like mix and match it. Like, oh, like can you imagine the meetings they have? Like, okay, here's the whiteboard of like the 10 most destructive foods known for human. What if we combine this one and this one? A Dorito fry. That's amazing. They go to lunch. It's like, Nancy, great job. Like you really, that was a banger idea. Okay, what's in these guys? These are fried starch, heavily dyed in cheese powder and loaded with sodium.
Wow.
And how much is that relative to what you should consume on a daily basis? 75%. Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, apparently this comes with some kind of cheese sauce that won't even move in the container. It's stuck, it's like Play-Doh. So let's see, let's open this up and see what happens.
Probably delicious, actually.
Oh man, look at that. You guys, this is insane. Fried starch, dried cheese, in some kind of, I don't know what kind of call this sauce, yellow something. This is like a triple deck layer death.
Let's be transparent. All cheese sauce, if you think about it, is kind of gross. The Velveeta, you melt it, it's just kind of gross.
In my opinion. My hands are getting very messy. I just need to deal with it. So this is what they gave me. But you know what? They get it. Like, with this many orders, he's like, that's a lot of grease to clean up. For people who love Taco Bell, I understand you. I, too, loved Taco Bell. I remember so clearly the dopamine you get, and then eat it, and you have that same kind of experience. No matter how many times you feel sick after eating Taco Bell, it still doesn't stop you from wanting it and experiencing the anticipatory dopamine, which is really weird. It traps you into this odd self-harm loop.
I don't get that from Taco Bell. I've gotten that from McDonald's, for sure, back in the day. But Taco Bell was always like a late night food because it was always open later than everything else. And it was something that I also had probably the least of all fast foods.
Whoa,
standard taco.
I'm gonna cry.
This is a Doritos Locos Tacos. Okay, what's going on here? Yeah, it's just like a big Dorito chip. At this point, it's pretty soggy. Let's see. All right, let's go back and talk to Brian, who is 16 years old, and tell him what's in this and how he may want to change his plans for lunch. The first is full of artificial flavoring systems that are designed to keep you hungry. Second, these colors don't naturally happen This taco contains dyes like yellow 5,
That's
yellow
terrible.
6, and red 40. It has been found to carry benzodiene contamination, a group 1 carcinogen, which is known to cause cancer. It's like they're trying to kill us, in my opinion. All right, well, this guy's out of commission. He's clearly falling apart and not up to the job at all.
It's the show, baby.
So here,
Why are there so many influencers that are just eating this stuff in their car? Is that like their job, to eat these foods in their car and just say how good it is?
here's what most people don't realize. Taco Bell is not an independent company. It's part of the same corporation that owns KFC and Pizza Hut, Yum brands. Different logos, but the same supply chain, technology, and marketing tricks. You might think you're choosing between tacos, pizza, and fried chicken, but really you're just choosing which door to walk through into the same factory. And the rabbit hole goes deeper. Have you noticed there's no Coke at Taco Bell? That's because Yum Brands used to be owned by PepsiCo. They split off in the 90s, but PepsiCo never really left. As part of the deal, Yum Brands signed a long-term exclusive beverage contract with PepsiCo. So no matter what drink you order at Taco Bell, PepsiCo is getting a cut.
Taco Bell, buy tacos or burritos and a medium drink. Get a free Blockbuster video.
Blockbuster Video, bringing us
Here
back.
we go. All up in there, dude. That looks unreal. Here we go.
Who eats a burrito from the side?
Next up, Beefy 5-layer burrito. Let's see. That's pretty beefy. You could like throw this at someone, right? You could hurt someone. It's like a brick. All right. Oh, it's got the cheese, the same cheese they paired with the fries.
It's probably the same cheese they use in all their tacos. Maybe not the shredded cheese, because that's not congealed.
Yeah, just smells like sour cream, bean burrito. Again, you pull up and you're like, this may not be that bad. Let's see what's inside. Okay, first of all, let's talk about Taco Bell's long, weird history with beef. How many ingredients are in beef? I think beef. But how many ingredients are in Taco Bell's beef? Here's the latest list of ingredients we could find for their seasoned beef. I don't think that's beef. Now, let's forgive them for the horse meat scandal, where some of their beef contained more than 10% horse DNA.
Forgive them for the horse DNA? That's something I didn't know about.
That happened in Europe.
Could horse meat be in our meat supply here in the U.S.?
You know, it's possible.
The biggest issue right now with Taco Bell's beef, even though it's like 40 ingredient beef, is the antibiotics. According to the Natural Resources Defense Council's 2019 Chain Reaction V report, Taco Bell received a D grade because its commitment to reduce antibiotic use in its beef supply was considered too modest and slow to effectively address the public health issue of antibiotic resistance. The antibiotics in this beef can damage your microbiome and even lead to antibiotic resistance in your microbiome. And if things couldn't get worse, it has 1,290 milligrams of sodium. Now this is almost maxing you out at what the American Heart Association says is reasonable for consumption on any given day. So you maybe say, Brian, what's the big deal with sodium? Horses lick salt, why can't I? Well, sodium increases blood volume, which puts pressure on your blood vessels. All right, let's lay this guy down. All right, what are we doing next?
I want to see those sticks, the Cinnasticks. They used to be so tasty back in the day and filled with dense cinnamon, and then they got really lame on the cinnamon amount.
Oh my God.
Baja Blast at Taco Bell!
Next up is the Baja Blast. This has 111 grams of sugar. That is, I think, 28 sugar cubes. And this guy, it's a miracle. It's actually liquid. You're just drinking straight sugar.
That's insane.
It is high fructose corn syrup, the most processed sugar you can get. I mean, it smells good though. I mean, it takes you back to when you were a kid. Like you want that summer drink to quench the thirst. It's hot outside. You're playing with your friends.
By the way, drinking soda, caffeinated drinks to quench thirst is the absolute opposite of what you should be doing. You should be drinking water or some type of a drink made for actual hydration, not sodas that actually strip you of the hydration.
And you want a delicious drink. I mean, it has all the characteristics. It's gonna like cause diabetes almost immediately, in my opinion.
That's a lot of sugar.
Now, honestly, on a daily basis, you should aim for 20 grams or less. Better to have none at all. This guy, again, 111, almost 5 times plus what is in a reasonable amount of sugar consumption.
What? That's crazy.
What? The colors are definitely off, right? You'd think this is like some place in the Bahamas where you've got blue-like water, fish are swimming around. This is a synthetic dye. Definitely not doing your body any favors. No. This is blue 1 and yellow 5. Taco Bell has claimed they're getting rid of artificial flavors and colors and replacing them with natural alternatives. But they still serve Baja Blast with blue 1 and yellow 5. And Doritos Locos Tacos with yellow 5, yellow 6, and red 40. And they still have artificial flavors like MSG, disodium inosinate, and guanylate. These can be found in several of their products. Their healthy claims are really just marketing BS.
We've been on a long journey of reducing sodium, cleaning up our labels, getting rid of artificial colors and flavors. We got rid of trans fats.
She must have drawn the short stick to go out publicly and say these things.
Yeah, that's just not true.
Taco Bell's cheesy Gordita Crunch. It's cheesy, it's crunchy, it's chewy.
This one always actually looked good to me. I never had it, but you would think the crunch with the cheese and all that, it actually seems like it would be quite tasty. Let's see what's in it.
I can't accept that.
Why not?
'Cause it's not real money.
Well, that's not a real breakfast.
The cheese Gordita Crunch. Soft outer layer. You've got a inner hard layer.
That's what makes it sound good.
You know, this smells exactly like I remember it smelling 20 years ago. Okay, so this guy has 11 grams of saturated fat, as much as a Big Mac. High saturated fat intake is causally linked to coronary narrowing. This means it can raise your risk of a heart attack. So next time you take a bite, imagine you could literally be narrowing your arteries with every crunch. This also has calcium propionate, which has been linked to decreased attention, sleep disturbance, and hyperactivity in children. The spicy ranch sauce has sodium benzoate as a preservative, another culprit in exasperating hyperactivity in children, as shown by a study that had 153 3-year-olds and 144 8 and 9-year-olds. It's such a disaster situation because they've done an absolutely phenomenal job at making addiction so fun. Weirdly, and you do it, and you hate yourself for doing it, but then you do it again, and you can't stop yourself. And they just, you have to give it to them. They really are clever f***ers.
Addiction and marketing, right? They market this stuff as fun. They market it as if they're being healthier with their choices and that your experience there is going to be a more healthy experience. Yet actually it's just marketing. Very good marketing. Very good packaging of lies.
The new Soft Taco Supreme.
Soft Taco Supreme.
Hey, little hot sauce came with this. Sure, why not? Oh, these guys, they're so evil. This is a cute little guy.
Is that bad?
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. This is a naughty motherfucker. This is the spicy potato soft taco. I do not think they had this. They basically said, fries sell really well at fast food. Let's put the fries inside the taco. Brilliant, Nancy. 2 in the day. Damn! All right, what's going on here? It has 28 grams of refined carbohydrates, which is definitely gonna spike your blood glucose. It also has hydrogenated oils, which have trans fats.
Those are not supposed to be in there.
Trans fat.
This creates risk for cardiovascular disease, inflammation, and even some cancers. It also has many of the same additives found in other Taco Bell products, including sodium metabisulfite. This is inflammatory and linked to allergic reactions. Benzoate, which is linked to intolerance and increased hyperactivity, especially in children. Next up.
Cheesy bean and rice burrito.
He got all
This
the
is
things.
a bean burrito from Taco Bell. Let's see if Bubba wants a bean burrito.
Poor
Gone.
All right, this is the cheesy bean and rice burrito. I think this was when I got this guy.
No,
what I would do is I do that. I take a hot sauce packet, put it on like this. Man, this really does make me time travel. I remember this so vividly. We kind of lived off of Taco Bell, come to think of it.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I just did one sauce, but they gave me 30. Okay, so this is their vegetarian option, which surely means it's the more healthy option, right? What do we expect? We're dealing with Taco Bell. Okay, so here are the scariest things in this guy. First, they've got hydrogenated oils, which are linked to cardiovascular disease and vascular dysfunction, as well as increased inflammation and multiple cancers. It also has sodium metabisulfite, which triggers oxidative stress, inflammation, asthma, and allergic reactions.
I actually remember back when I was a kid, still in high school, there was a time I wanted to cut weight. I wanted to shred down for the summer. And I actually remember buying these, the bean burritos from Taco Bell, because I was young. I didn't have the knowledge, didn't have the education. And I thought it was a healthier option because it was their, their vegan or whatever option. I mean, years later, I actually became a personal trainer. I became a health and phys ed teacher, and I really understand things now. But most people, most of society probably think the way that I thought when I was back a young person in high school trying to shred up for the summer, eating things that were actually killing me.
Okay, you guys, this is kind of insane. This preservative kills or harms normal human cells in lab dishes. Also, I think that Taco Bell has focused on being very good at marketing to kids. McDonald's, of course, has their Happy Meals and their toys. Taco Bell has done a lot of marketing towards children as well. And getting kids to ask their parents to take them to Taco Bell and for teenagers to make it their spot, just like I did with my friends. So they definitely know what they're doing in starting the addiction early when you're not, as a kid, you're not quite sure where the food falls.
You have no idea. It's not that you're not quite sure. You have no idea where it falls.
Whoa. Oh my goodness.
All right, we have one more item, the chicken quesadilla, but guys, it's not. Oh, it is here. It was at the bottom. I didn't think it was here. Look at this. It looks like the bottom of a paper bag, sitting atop 30
how flat that is.
Little things of hot sauce. Okay, so the chicken quesadilla is here. I thought that they were missing it. Okay, let's look inside. Uh-oh, split in half. I'm gonna rip this open. All right. Yep, I'm very familiar with this guy. This has been a staple of the menu for a very long time.
I wonder if this is a healthier
chicken
one.
quesadilla. All right, let's talk about what's inside this guy. The chicken quesadilla has 13 grams of saturated fats. That's the maximum daily recommendation from the American Heart Association. Saturated fat has been linked to cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and fatty liver disease. Also, it has 1,250 milligrams of sodium, which is 83% of the daily recommended amount. And no surprise, the tortilla is full of calcium, propionate, and aluminum. Now remember, this causes irritability and lack of focus in children. Let's not forget about the delectable jalapeno sauce, which has potassium sorbate. This potentially has mutagenic, genotoxic properties in human immune cells. Why, Taco Bell? Why do you do this to us? And now for the big reveal.
What is it? Can't find it. Is it the cinnamon? It is the cinnamon.
Why not?
They can't be that
cinnamon
bad,
twists. Right? I'm sorry. I couldn't stop myself. This has not changed. I mean, this is the same guy we had 30 years ago. Identical. Yeah, I mean, I like these. These are nice, right? It's like you eat them and you're thinking, they can't be that bad, right?
Crunchy,
pretty
sweet.
Lightweight, a sprinkle of sugar and some cinnamon. Isn't cinnamon good for you? You know, what's just a small bag? I mean, I remember thinking, not bad. It could be a lot worse. All right, let's go back and tell Brian what he's eating. I'm really apprehensive to hear it.
Oh boy.
These bad boys come in at just 170 calories, but smuggle 10 grams of added sugar. I get it. We all get those sugar cravings, but if you can, reserve your sugar budget for healthier, more nutritious options like honey and polyphenol-rich fruits. Second, they are deep fried. This is not a baked situation. Deep frying these carbohydrates expose you to potential cancer and dementia-causing compounds. Now also, the seed oil they're using to fry these is heated over and over again. This creates toxic AGEs, which leads to accelerated aging and cellular damage.
All right, so the cinnamon twists, calorie-wise, aren't as bad as I thought they may have been, but they still have a lot of unhealthy characteristics along with them. But Taco Bell, I went into this expecting it to be fairly gross, and to be honest with you, I was right. You may never eat Taco Bell again. And if you want to see the full playlist of all different fast food restaurants and how bad those foods actually are for you, check out the full playlist, and I'll see you over there.